Hey everyone, welcome back to Car Flash at the garage, where badge hype gets tossed in the glove box, spec sheet worship gets left at the dealership, and what we're left with is raw, unfiltered, seat-of-the-pants driving truth. If you're new here, this is where we don't just talk horsepower, we talk heart, feel, and whether a car deserves a spot in your driveway or should stay stuck in your Instagram feed. Exterior today, we've got a beast that blends brute performance with ultra-modern elegancy, the 2026 Porsche Cayenne Coupe. Now, let's get this out of the way. It's a Porsche SUV coupe, which means it's already triggering people on forums. But stay tuned, because we're peeling back the badge and diving deep into whether this thing is all style or all substance. Let's start with what hits you first at the look. The 2026 Cayenne Coupe has evolved, and Porsche didn't go subtle. Up front, it's got a sharper, more aggressive nose. The grille has been stretched a bit wider and sits slower, giving it that planted, muscular stance. The HD Matrix LED headlights are slimmer now, almost squinting at you like it's ready to lunge. There's more chisel in the bumper lines and a new air curtain design that actually improves aerodynamics without overstyling things. No fake vents here, just form that follows function. Swing to the side, and this is where the coupe vibe kicks in hard. The roofline dips earlier and lower than the regular Cayenne, giving it a fastback silhouette. The rear haunches are beefy like a 911 on protein shakes. Porsche gives you 20 to 22-inch wheel options, and this tester's riding on the 22s with satin platinum 5-spoke rims. The proportions are tight, purposeful, and it looks more athletic than ever. Flush door handles, sculpted side skirts, and a subtle power bulge on the hood all shout confidence, not arrogance. Around the back, it's pure Porsche. The light bar stretches across the entire width, now cleaner and crisper with 3D detailing inside the taillights. There's an adaptive rear spoiler that still pops up at speed and an aggressively redesigned bumper with massive integrated exhausts. The coupe gets a more sloped rear window, a bit more curvature in the tailgate, and a gloss black diffuser that ties everything together. It doesn't scream SUV, and that's exactly the point. It's a luxury bruiser with the coupe soul. Interior now, let's hop inside, because Porsche didn't just refresh the cabin, they rebooted it. You're met with a 12.6-inch curved digital instrument cluster that's fully customizable, floating above a leather-wrapped, cleanly trimmed dash. The center console has been decluttered, with most of the buttons now moved to a new 10.9-inch central infotainment screen. And in the coupe, there's an optional second passenger display so your co-pilot can change navigation, media, or just monitor performance stats while you drive. Materials are, as expected, premium real aluminum, carbon fiber, or wood, depending on your spec. Soft leather wraps almost everything you touch, and Porsche gives you two new interior themes for 2026. Including a race-stitched dual-tone that absolutely pops. The steering wheel feels race Brita small diameter, leather-wrapped, multi-function, and that all-important drive mode dial sitting proudly on the right side. The seats, supportive, sporty, and surprisingly plush for a performance SUV. You get optional 18-way adjustable sports seats, heated, ventilated, and with massage functions. The rear seats maintain decent headroom despite the sloped roof line, and the cargo space, while slightly less than the standard Cayenne, is still solid enough for a few suitcases or weeks' worth of groceries for a family of 4. Here's where things get spicy. The performance. You've got multiple flavors of Cayenne Coupe in 2026, starting with the base. You get a 3.0 liters turbocharged V6 pushing out 348 horsepower and 368 pounds-feet of torque. That'll get you from 0 to 60 in about 5.7 seconds, which is respectable. But if you're here for thrills, you're eyeing the Cayenne Coupe S, which brings a new 4.0 liters twin-turbo V8 with 468 horsepower and 443 pounds-feet of torque. That one launches to 60 in under 4.5 seconds with the Sport Chrono package. Still not enough, there's the Cayenne Coupe Turbo e-hybrid of the monster. It blends that V8 with a 130 kilowatts electric motor to produce a total of 729 horsepower and 700 plus pounds-to-feet of torque. It's the most powerful Cayenne ever made. This thing hits 60 in 3.5 seconds and doesn't just punch you in the chest, it rewires your nervous system. And yes, you can drive it on electric-only mode for around 50–60 kilometers. Depending on conditions. Handling, as always with Porsche, is where the Cayenne Coupe earns its badge. Even at nearly 5,000 pounds, it moves with the agility of a much smaller vehicle. Rear-wheel steering, adaptive air suspension, active roll stabilization, it's all here, and it all works to keep this tall coupe hugging corners like it's glued to the road. The steering is sharp, brake feel is on point, and there's that familiar Porsche balance that just makes you want to drive harder. The ride quality is firm but never punishing, and even in Sport Plus mode, it doesn't rattle your bones. Switch to Comfort, and it genuinely calms down to a level that feels luxury limo smooth. Sound insulation is excellent, and the optional Burmester 3D high-end surround sound system turns the cabin into a concert hall on wheels. Let's talk numbers. Pricing for the 2026 Cayenne Coupe starts around $85,000 for the base V6 version. Step up to the S, and you're looking at roughly $103,000. The Turbo e-hybrid, you're well north of $150,000, depending on options. And Porsche being Porsche, the options list is long, tempting, and expensive. Custom paints, leather colors, carbon bits, upgraded wheels up, it's all there to max out both your spec and your credit card. But here's the twist, even at that price, it delivers. This isn't just an SUV trying to be sport, yeah, it's a Porsche first and a utility vehicle second. It corners, accelerates, and brakes like it wants to be on the track, but it'll also drop the kids at school, haul camping gear, or tackle a long road trip with comfort and composure. It's a proper dual threat. So, what's the verdict? The 2026 Porsche Cayenne Coupe isn't for everyone. It's bold, it's expensive, and it doesn't try to be the most practical SUV out there. But if you want a car that brings real Porsche DNA into the daily grind, something that makes you grin every time you slide into the seat, hit that start button and hear the growl up. It's hard to argue with what the Cayenne Coupe delivers. It's not just a fast SUV, it's a fast Porsche out with a view. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more honest, unfiltered car reviews with zero fluff and maximum wheel spin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to Car Flash, and ring that bell so you never miss what's coming next. Got questions about the Cayenne Coupe or want us to pit it against rival like the BMW X6M or Audi RSQ8? Drop it in the comments. Until next time, keep your revs high, your rubber on the road, and remember, drive what moves you, not just what moves metal. This is Car Flash, signing off.